Joining us on Look Good, Feel Good is Nicole Bell from Face Today Mediclinic with the latest technology that allows 15-minute nose jobs without surgery. Sounds too good to be true. Hi, Nikki.
Hi, darling. How are you?
Great. Now, how long's this procedure been out?
It's fairly new, Susie. Usually, anyone who had any problems with their nose, it was all about having surgery. And now there are various things that you can correct. It's only been probably the last 12 months that it became really, really fashionable. But you have to go to an artist again because you don't want to have asymmetric sculpting.
Because that's the thing, isn't it? The nose is really probably one of the most important features of the face. And I don't know anyone, I mean, I don't like my nose.
Don't you? I was just looking at your nose and saying, you're no fun, your nose is pretty perfect.
Well, it's straight. I wouldn't say it's perfect. I think it's too big for my face, but I would never, ever have anything done simply because I think it's fine. Unless it was sort of started there and ended up over there, I wouldn't worry about it. But there are a lot of people who get bumped, whether it's through sport or accidents or what have you, wind up with bumps in their nose. Is that the people that you can fix?
A lot of it is, it's about the asymmetry. So it could be a bump, a trauma, in which case they end up with a curved nose, and you can actually fill in the side that's dipping in to actually make a straight nose again. And it could be someone who's just born with a hump in their nose, and it's quite amazing that in just filling in that little hump, it actually makes the nose completely straight. And so there's a whole lot of wonderful things you can do, a short tip, lots and lots of different things.
Now, when you look at your nose, when I feel it anyway, there's no bone in there, is there?
No,
there's
it's
a
cartilage.
big cartilage down the front?
Yes, there's bone as a structure underneath at the top part, and then you've got your cartilage. And even some of the times that people actually do have rhinoplasties by qualified plastic surgeons, afterwards, looking at Michael Jackson, your nose can shrink, it can deplete, it can do all sorts of strange things. So you can actually correct and just tweak a nose job afterwards, which plastic surgeons are doing now. I'm actually going up in about a week's time to work with a group of plastic surgeons in their surgeries with sculpting noses.
Wow. Now, you've brought in some shots, some before and afters of some noses that you've created.
Yes.
So we'll have a look at those and then you can talk us through it, because I just find it amazing.
Well, with this particular nose, you can see that the classic little bump at the top, and in straightening that out, it actually looks like the nose is now smaller.
It does, actually.
It is.
Now, is that a nose that you'd be born with?
Yes, more than likely. It's an elevated little bump, and so it's just, definitely he would have been born with that, for sure.
Right, now the next shot is I've seen quite a lot of those noses with a kind of a nice little...
And I can tell you that women who have noses like this are so self-conscious. It's absolutely amazing. People cry after correcting a nose like this. And it's just a matter of putting the product in the right place and straightening out the bumps. Wow.
And while we're looking at the last shot, how long would a procedure like that take?
Well, we call it the 15-minute nose job because really it only takes about 15 minutes. And I'm a bit of a wimp when it comes to pain, so we give them a nice local anaesthetic and in a very short period of time. And patients cry at the end of it. They think, I can't believe it. I've lived with this nose all my life, and in 15 minutes, you've resculpted it, and they feel incredible.
Wow. Well, we've got our own stud muffin, our production supervisor, Marty. Welcome, hello. Marty Weaver. Come and sit down. Now, Nicole was looking around at noses, trying to find nose, and you were saying that you've got a little bit of a bump on your nose that you're not real happy with.
It doesn't worry me too much, but I know it's there. And,
yes?
Yeah, I see it. So.
You want to turn on profile for us so we can take a nice shot of it?
So what I'd like to do with this is just actually pick up that bump. So you can see that actually his nose is quite good from here down, but it's just that little bit of a bump at the top. And once we've straightened that out, he'll be a new man. He'll have so much more confidence, be happier. He'll be taking profile shots, as a lot of people try and avoid ever seeing their faces seen on the side when they've got a little bump like that.
Can you make a nose smaller?
It's a really funny optical illusion, but in actually correcting some of the deficits, the nose actually does look smaller. So, like particularly these bumps here, and a lot of Asians actually love to elevate their nose. So they feel their nose is too small and they want a higher bridge. And also sometimes your tip's dropped and you pop a little bit in there, and it's just this strange sculpting illusion.
Amazing. How long is it going to last?
Depends what product you use. If you use a hyaluronic acid, it's probably going to last 6 months, maybe up to 12. There's other products out there that will last for 12 months, 2 years. So it just depends on how the person feels and whether they want to start with something temporary, then move into something more permanent.
Great to see you. We'll look forward to seeing you looking a little bit different soon.
You'll be more gorgeous.
Thanks, Nicole.